And welcome. Center. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, tech issues. Anyways, so group has had some downtime now over at the lovely Belmont estate. I believe that's where we left off.
Yep. We were in the twins tinkering shop.
Yeah, the recently departed twins, yes. Okay. You guys did a little bit of training up in that. Were there any things you guys wanted to make while you were here using the resources of the twins?
Yes. I wanted to make like a flashbang, some pyrotechnic stuff, etc. Most of the stuff I already have recipes for.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help Azeroth with that.
So you want a flashbang and what else?
Basically flash powder, like ninjas would use.
Okay. Give me a craft check.
What do you do? Tinkers? Let me see if I can find...
You do not
wait.
have. You're just going to use a craft check, which you use your intellect. You know, not your strongest suit, but
More of that. Yeah, I apparently need a lot more of that because how often it's used, and I will actually give you that as feedback. I use in int stats quite often.
yeah, that comes down to build.
Yeah. 17 without a bonus.
Yeah.
3, 20 total.
Yeah, you can actually cobble together 2 flashbangs, and we'll say about 10 flash powder out of everything that you could find.
2 flashbangs. 10 flash powder. And I don't know the effect of those, but I assume I throw it down at the ground and it gives me enough obscurement to possibly use my my Scooby-Doo ability of poofing.
I was wanting to help him create that.
Oh,
Would I have been able to, or?
you can roll me a d10 and we'll see if it technically improves it. There's only like a 15% chance, but
2d10 or just 1 on this one?
1, because technically you're assisting.
Alright, 9. I have a 5 mod.
Okay, yeah. Well, no, you don't get to add the mod.
Okay.
Yeah, so 9. So yeah, yeah, you. I'll say with that little bit of a boost, you do find that you might be able to make some smoke sticks if you guys want.
Yeah, those sound interesting. It may help us a lot, actually.
Okay. So you guys can make 5 smoke sticks.
I'll give you 3.
Right. Thank you, Azeroth. This may come in really handy here.
Do you want one of the flashbang grenades or the flash powders?
I'll take one of the flash powders and that'd be good.
Okay.
And I believe Azeroth wanted to call on someone.
Yeah, I do. Mentally, I'm not all there, so I wish I could do this on a different session. I'm very much in the brain power of move, move, move. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get to Utah. Get prepared. Do.
Yeah.
So. Let's see.
Did you want
All
that
right.
to be behind the scenes then, or?
If we can, and then maybe pull it back up either Either we can do it directly with each other later, or I can pull it back up to actually do a not like a retroactive role play. That might be best because, like I said, I'm kind of not here.
Yeah. Okay. So that means you don't know what the deal's going to be. Excellent. Wonderful.
Yes. Whatever it is, I probably agreed to it already, though.
So let's fix the writing.
Do you have any idea what the deal might be? You could send me a little bit of a spoiler on it.
No.
Kinky.
Okay. So yeah, you have your neat little trick now, which, in reaction to people using abilities or skills and whatnot around you, you can decide to trigger your ability.
Nice.
And there he went. Hum 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 hum.
Yeah, like Victor's pretty well good to go. He had been looking around at what the twins had been doing and things they had, so he's kind of interested in some of it, but doesn't have like the overarching knowledge. So he just kind of used what he knew to help Asimov with.
Hi, I'm back. That was a full disconnection of the internet. Everything turned off.
Well, that's not good. But at least you're back.
Yep.
This.
Still is. I think we're just waking up.
I believe you were pondering if you were going to call person that gave you guys the card.
Okay. Okay. Stella is. It's like seems like this is just a really bad idea. If this is who we're thinking about, it seems like a really bad idea. Sure, we can find someone else to help.
Really bad idea to go up against whom? I didn't hear that.
So if you're planning on calling who I think you're calling, it's like a really bad idea.
I might have already talked to someone last night.
Victor's just kind of sitting on one of the work tables, thumbing through a book, looking at different things that twins had created, notes they have.
Sorry, technical difficulties. My roommate was in here for a second, trying to ask me about stuff about the internet. I missed whatever was said to me.
I think you guys kind of just resolved that you guys weren't going to use the card. From your mysterious stranger from your guys' background.
I
And Axel pooped again.
Yep.
Yeah, well, while they're working on getting those flashbangs and pyrotechnics put together. Still is would be cleaning her rifle.
Okay. Might have to have you guys figure out what your guys' next move is going to be and have Azonoth just follow along.
Yeah. After thumbing through the book for a couple of minutes, Victor closes it and puts it back on the table and comes back over to the couch around where they all slept last night. What do you think we should make our next step?
This is unfamiliar territory for me.
Yeah, I've never been here before. This is continents away from home for me. See, Victor just kind of smiles and pulls out that book and quill he got from the Sanctum. Starts noting down some things that they've encountered so far and what's been going on.
In that book that you got from Balthazar?
The blank book he took from the archive.
Oh, okay. I thought it was to the two-way book. Okay.
Nah, that one's in Azonoth's possession, I think.
I mean, I figure you guys would probably just use it back and forth, depending on what you guys want.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
this is the one I've just kind of been chronicling their missions on and stuff. It's gotten surprisingly quite a few pages already.
So, this Balthazar, he's a character. What's your read on him?
I think there's a lot that he's not telling us about himself, but it's not with a malicious intention. I think it's one of those cases of where he's got a lot of information out there that he may want to tell us in time, but he doesn't know if he can trust us. And he's strong enough and done enough things where he's got enemies. And does not want his whereabouts to necessarily fall into the wrong ears.
Interesting. Kind of came out of nowhere to recruit me, and he hasn't even told. Has he even told? I don't think he's told me even the name of the organization y'all are involved with.
The organization is called the Sanctum of Stability. What were you doing when he found you?
Well, what? Good question. What was I doing? I guess I was in a bar. I was just in a bar, just minding my own business.
Yeah. Like I'm actually an archivist, and I work at the main archive under my uncle. And somehow he got information on me and invited me to a meeting where I met Axe and Luther, or Azonoth and Luther. And we've been doing investigations and admittedly causing havoc ever since. We've put our foot into situations that our footprints were too small for them, but we've pulled it out. Azonoth has trouble trusting people, is what I read on him. But
Yeah.
I trust him. He's not shown me any reason not to trust him.
No. I certainly know. I dated him, so.
My condolences. I mean, you didn't show up just wanting to blast him into the next realm, so it must not have been too terrible.
Oh, there was a temptation. Oh, but no, I joke.
Yeah. I mean, I know he didn't want to come here.
Yeah.
I figured out who he was in the mausoleum. But I know, but I also don't know, if you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As Victor and Stella are talking, Scamp comes up and just kind of curls into Victor's lap. This little guy has been my companion since I was living in the woods at home.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting up there, and I don't really know how much time I got left. Unless he's secretly some fey-touched creature. Then he'll outlive me.
Cute little guy.
Yeah. Victor just kind of nudges him. Go say hello.
And Scamp seems to kind of slowly approach, seeming to try to get a bead on the situation and who you are, but does seem to approach.
Hey, sweetie.
He just kind of puts a paw lightly out, like touching a paw if there's one on like an armrest or something.
I should reach down and offer some little scritches.
He likes it and kind of pushes up into the hand. And then, like, pats your paw and then turns and comes back to Victor. That's actually a lot for him. He still fully doesn't trust Azonoth. I think it's the teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, cat person is probably a little bit more intimidating than dragon person.
Well, raccoons are weird.
So what is the group going to do?
I mean, we've got the cult we've got to deal with, and we've got this stalker of Azonoth's.
And the stalker is what's worrying me. He walks up behind you at that point. That thing's death incarnate. Plague upon my entire family.
Mm-hmm. So
we need to avoid it as much as possible. And I think we should take down the cultists first, because once we do, we have my entire family on our side. and we can actually work to get them gathered up and possibly get some assistance. While I don't exactly agree with them, if I run and this thing follows me, I'm dead meat if I'm on my own. The only way I have a chance of surviving is working with them.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or making a direct deal with the devil. That's the only other option. I'd need a literal god level of response to be able to do anything further, I think.
So,
I didn't hear what you said, by the way.
So with the cultists, your brother gave us some information on them. Have we passed that along to Balthazar yet?
We
Just
have
to
not.
kind of keep, I think we should, just to kind of keep him on the loop, because we were told a lot of information last night. A lot of speculation, yes, but it's more than we had coming in.
Another thing, realizing the situation we are in, there's that enchantment on that paper, and I'm kind of wondering if it was handed to us that way on purpose to obscure some things. As for that paper is also probably a dud. It might have some information on it, but it might not.
Yeah.
So I think we should break the enchantment on that paper first. Alternatively, all that paper has is our real names on it. And, well, you already know anyways.
Yeah. I know and I don't know. He just kind of smiles
I'd rather not
weekly at him. I know that. Do you know anyone you would trust enough to break that enchantment?
He points at himself.
I mean, if you want to try it, if you can break that enchant and it still works and gives us information, that's a valuable tool for us.
Yeah, it's an enchantment that's laid over the top of it. I don't think I'll even interact with it, honestly.
Yeah, you have to use an abjuration skill to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Something Victor's good at?
Yes.
Can I see that map?
Yeah.
He sits there and looks it over for a few minutes. I think I can do something with this. And he's going to sit there and try to figure out the best way to break that enchant.
Okay.
I'll be on assistance since I also am a magic wielder.
Okay. If you guys are trying to discern the best way to remove it while also not totally making it useless, I will need a knowledge arcana check.
Alright.
So you guys can decipher so you guys can tell if you can decipher between layers of magic.
13 days. That's wisdom, right?
Yes, but you're also getting help, so you're going to roll with advantage, and Axel will help out.
13, I think.
You don't get to add your modifier.
9.
Okay, so you have a 9. What are your 2 dice?
Sorry, I did my math wrong.
What are your
But, yeah.
3 dice rolls, Draven?
Alright. 8, 6, and 5.
Okay, so we're going to use the 8 and the 9, and what's your total bonus to Arcana?
I have a +2 wisdom mod.
So that's going to be a 19. It takes you guys a little bit, but you guys do decipher the difference between the two enchantments. So you will be able to abjure against just the outer enchantment.
Yeah, this is something that I should definitely be able to do. So Victor's gonna try to get in there and remove it.
If you guys are going to try to do a group abjuration, need to know who all's going to kind of chime in on it and everything else.
I'm gonna spearhead it.
So that means we'll use your...
I'll be on assistance at all times.
Is Stella going to help with trying to abjure, or...
It's outside of my wheelhouse, but I'll help out if I can.
Okay. So, Draven's going to roll a 2d10, and the other two of you are going to roll a 1d10 apiece. What's your total bonus? Get that, got it for you.
I rolled two 10s.
Oh, well, we don't need the other dice then.
What? Oh, well, I got a 7 anyway. So.
Yeah, but 2 tons is, that's already going to be a max. So 20... Technically, your magic skills are going to use your intelligence, because you got scholarly knack. Oh,
25.
Yeah, you got a 28
What?
total.
Can I use my newfound ability to see what he's doing? Or is it not going to work on that?
Yeah, you can use it to try to pick up some abjuration skill. So, yeah. Because technically this is, you'll have to roll me an observations check.
Okay. Which I don't really know how to do. Skills.
Yeah, it would be perception. So, you got
Perception.
+2 to that. So 2d10 plus 2. You'll use the MP anyways, but
14 total.
okay. Skill novice. Duration. You just used 10 RP points. So you now
Just
have a
know-
novice.
Just know if he's aware of this at all, Victor's simply flipping you off if it's a mind reading thing.
Nope.
No, but you guys can roll a perception check each if you want to see if you notice the change, because there's going to be a distinct change during the use of the ability. I'll do the
Alright.
MP in that for you.
Just for fun of it.
Okay. Since you were trying to help with the abjuration, then trying to learn it, I'm going to use your passive stealth on this.
Yeah, if it had to beat his number, is a 12.
No.
I also don't realize the forward-facing things because this is the first time I'm using it. So,
Yep. So this is new.
So yeah, I rolled a 12.
So so you did not notice.
I don't know what passive is.
Your passive stealth is
Okay.
14.
So we're sitting here looking at the map. Do we notice any changes?
Want to see if Stella
Let's mention any changes first, and then I'll tell Stella.
What did Stella
I'm gonna
get?
do a side mention between you both.
I got 15 on the dice.
Yeah, because with what you have, I let you kind of style it based off how you want. It manifests differently per kind of the host, but it does change the eyes. The map, however, you notice that several more locations seem to appear, and it seems like another name seems to appear at the main place, and it's a count. Let me see if I can get my notes up. I'm working on a lot of things today. So you know that Count Graziel seems to be kind of phasing in and out on the thing.
Wait, what was that name?
Count Graziel. As if the person's
I recognize that.
sort of there.
Is that the person that we encountered at the tavern?
No, that was Lord Fetterhawk.
That's the demon.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy at the heart of all of this.
Mm-hmm. Copy that. I was like, wait, I know that name.
But
I just don't remember where it's from.
But the ink for this doesn't seem like it's setting. It seems like it's kind of shimmering, so to speak. Like it's trying to appear, but not able to.
I think we should write this down and let Balthazar know of the places that have appeared and the name. But you have that book, right, Azonoth?
I do, and this is, that's unnerving. I wonder how long that's been going on. We had the names of the people we were looking for as well. Do any of their names appear on the paper? Because our names appear on it, presumably.
Your names don't appear on it because you're not at a location that the scrying is set to scry to. So it appears that...
Yeah, but they have appeared on it, from what I understand.
They have previously, but they disappear when you're no longer at a location. Each location seems to denote who's there or within the proximity of the sort of divination magic that's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
The place that does appear, however, is Zini's bar. You seem to see a lot of people, including Zini's name, and it seems like you see Alexander the Glib pop up for a moment there. Like, he might be trying to get back there to get his stuff after everything's happened. Guy knows he messed up. He can read a room. But a lot of the other ones, each seem to have like ranks or affiliations, most of them don't seem to mention an affiliation with the cult, so it's just bystander. So the thing actually seems to be notating kind of how high up most of the people are in the organization or not. You do know that the mayor is still the same guy, but you do notice that one of the places that they have this scrying up at is Town Hall, and that's where your father's name was previously. Currently, your mother's name is there for some reason, and you do see next to the mayor's name that he is considered a high priest to the cult.
So my mother's name is there, and
The mayor.
where did my dad is still on the map or not?
No, so you can presume he's either in between locations or what.
Understood. But he was talking to the mayor earlier.
Yes. And now you actually have like ranks of individuals.
I'm going to copy the list of names down. Anyone that appears on the map, I'm going to just quickly write down their names.
Okay.
I'm going to send a quick description of the fact that Lord Graziel seems to be popping in and out on the map, and ask him if any of these names stand out as someone of interest.
Let's see. He seems to take a minute, and all he writes back is, "What is your location?"
And this is to Balthazar. I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay. Belmont. Well, actually, hold on. I'm kind of worried. I doubt he's gone rogue, but I don't like giving a location out immediately, especially with how severe the situation is. I will stay nearby where you sent our last contact.
Let's see if he can put two and two together. He writes, "I'll meet you at the location which you guys reached in. There is some issues afoot, it seems. I'd much rather
Generally,
deal with
yes.
these in person."
Same. The means of communicating through this paper are starting to slightly worry me that they might not be secure.
So, what's he saying, Azeroth?
I show him the book and slide the paper over as well. I'm not sure all these names, but this is the big bad guy, obviously. And we have my mother over at the town hall along with the mayor, and my father has disappeared.
Victor does a double take when he looks at the mayor. And Victor's already, like, Azeroth told him that's his mother.
Yeah, and the mayor is marked as a high priest.
I will also note any rankings down as well in the page. And note where... no, I won't.
Where do you think your brother would be?
He's going to be at home right now. He'll probably be back soon. I will, I can go see if I can fetch his attention.
Because it feels like the wheels are starting to move a bit faster.
So you're going to try to get your brother's attention?
I am. I'm gonna... How close is my brother's room to this workshop?
You don't know if they moved rooms or anything, but his room used to be... He had kind of like a balcony room, second floor, not too far from the workshop. So, I mean, you could try to
I'm
get
gonna
up there.
assume... I'm gonna assume that it's very likely the same room, and I kind of want to use my disappearing act to pop from one doorway to another and walk into his room.
So, while Azonaut's doing this, Victor slides the paper and book over to Stella.
My disappearing, my teleportation ability is literally going to be the worst thing in this game.
Are you sure?
I have no reason to believe that there would be a problem with it, so I don't want to metagame.
So you go through the door, and standing there, talking to your brother, is your father. And they both look at you.
I seem to have come to the wrong room, and he immediately turns around to walk back out.
The only thing you catch before you close the door is, wait, Azonaut's alive?
It'd be Calder, but yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, Calder's alive? And you close the door.
Who? Closes door.
What?
No Calder here, just dead bodies!
Will the real Calder please stand up?
Oh, this is
All right.
wonderful.
I'm going to the crypt. I'm gonna go back, go to the Tinker's workshop and say, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to the crypt.
So are you guys gonna walk there, or are you gonna try to door there and just leave your party behind? With this mess? How do you propose doing this?
I wasn't expecting him to be there. Why would he be there? I would have preferred to go to an empty room and been like, oh, fuck, well.
It's his house, man.
You did just break into his house. Into your brother's room.
It's my house too. I don't give a fuck.
I know. But you have absolutely no way of telling where anyone is. For all you know, there could have been a maiden there doing something.
There could have been another
I don't
hellhound
care.
we didn't know about.
Yeah. For all you know, your brother could have been working on some strange automaton and was just going to let it loose on the town and sit here and be like, ah, screw it. You don't know what you were walking into.
I wouldn't care. Yep. I'm pretty lenient and pretty okay with whatever I was going to walk into, except for him.
So are you guys going to run to the crypt, or what are you guys going to do?
Yeah, we need to move.
Yeah.
The fuck, Azonoth? What happened?
You look like you've seen a ghost.
I might have walked straight into my dad.
And you're wanting to run what?
He's the one who wants to kill me.
Victor just kind of grabs his sack of stuff, puts the book into it, throws Scamp up on his shoulders, and okay. I think at this point you guys have too many enemies in common to be running, but whatever. I trust you.
I just don't want to talk to him at the moment. I have other things I need to be doing that don't involve him. I need to talk to my brother, not him.
Well, the cat's out of the bag now.
Well, you were never in it, so what are you talking about?
So let's say Asimov walks over and slowly places a sackcloth over Alina or Stella's character.
Well,
Alright, let's turn around.
really
We need to get out of here before he realizes where I went. I think we're far enough away, we should be fine.
with a heavy sigh, Victor heads toward the door.
So you guys leave, and about the time that you guys are going through the gate, you guys do see the large doors to the manor burst open, and this golden-maned Draconian standing there, currently wielding what looks like a club in one hand and a whip in the other, as he shouts out, "Calder!"
Stella starts loading her rifle. Just casually.
Victor just kind of looks at Alana and shakes his head. And as they're starting to run, because that echoey voice.
No, it wouldn't be a good idea at the moment. How far away is the crypt?
It's probably a couple of minutes. It would be like 10-15 minutes walk, so you could get there in like 5 to 8 minutes running.
Yeah. I write down in the book before doing anything else. I know that this is going to be seen as a fucking insult, but or actually no. I pass the book over to Stella and go, I'll talk to him. Let Balthazar know that we ran into some issues at home. He'll get it.
All right. Try not to lose your head.
Now, going out by him is better than going out by the wild dog.
Alright.
He cracks his neck, and moves his shoulders, and straightens up. Starts walking towards him.
Okay.
So,
This is a lot more different than I thought it was going to go. Interesting.
It's about time to kill my dad, cracks knuckles.
Oh, you're going to try to kill the
Stella starts
patriarch.
writing in
Okay.
the book.
That's
No.
gonna be great. Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck. Victor knows he's got to keep running and get to the meeting point.
Okay, so
Doesn't want to.
Stella's writing in the book, Victor's running to the meeting point by himself, and Azanov's gonna go and get disciplined. Well,
Well, I thought the tomb was going to be the meeting point.
yeah.
That's the thing. That's why I was telling Stella to put it in the book. Ran into some problems at home.
Possibly to change
Because it
the
doesn't
meeting point.
identify the writer, I assume. Yeah, changing the meeting point, i.e., come to the Belmont home.
Oh,
Yeah. He's calling reinforcements.
yay. Well,
This just means I have to survive for the next 15 minutes, right?
Victor didn't know it.
Presuming
Oh.
Balthazar walks.
Yeah, there's. I would assume you wouldn't run off without Stella, and there's no reason to just bolt. This might turn into combat. This might turn into a very stern conversation.
You don't have a lot of stamina. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh no! If he goes after me for an HP fight, I'm getting fucked.
Unless he's doing subdual damage, but then you'll still be fucked because you don't have a lot of stamina. Subdual damage hits stamina.
Alright.
I'm going to keep my distance, but stay more or less within range.
Okay, I guess roll initiative.
I'm not actually going to fight. I'm just heading up to
Oh, I know.
do things. I will. So I am going to probably take a dodge action if that's the case, as a readied action to begin with, because I'm going to go in there with that in mind, and it's going to be my dice plus zip, right?
Yep.
13,
At 19.
17 total. I wouldn't. I hold on a second. I got a message.
Okay.
$12. But Victor is away now.
Okay, so I've got 2 initiatives to roll.
Nervous cheating noises.
Okay. And
Oh, Stella, you got the DM on what you saw, right? By the way.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So yeah, after a little while, Victor starts looking around, and he ran for maybe 20 seconds, saw nobody and nothing. So he's stopping and turning around. He's a little winded, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to get back.
But the top of the turn's gonna be Stella, who's hanging back. Damien is trying to catch up to his father. So Azonoth, you actually beat your father in initiative. So, how are you going to try to de-escalate the situation so you don't get a whooping?
He's really gonna try to go after combat.
What, your character's gonna go after combat?
No, I'm saying my dad is actually gonna go after combat for me.
He might have a little bit of resentment for things that have happened, including the death of his brother. So he might have a little bit of an axe to grind.
Let's see. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what to say.
Funny thing would be to sit here and use some of your spells.
Depends on which one. I could use the fear one.
You could try that on your father.
I don't think it would work very well. Listen, this is not how I wanted to talk to you. I'm not here by choice.
Roll a persuasion.
He has his hands open. He is only going to take evasive type of maneuvers without any type of combat currently. And I mean, he's probably fought his dad before, and not that I'd have advantage there, but where is it? Persuasion 4.
Is it only a 4? You should have more than that. 4 from mine. Oh yeah, you never took a bonus in it.
17.
Okay. He seems to pause for a second and look at you. If you didn't come here willingly, then why are you here? Why are you here now? Every time you seem to be around, everything goes to hell in a handbasket. What's going on, boy?
There already was hell in a handbasket before I got here.
Fair enough.
I can tell the family's falling apart already, and that's not your fault.
Well, then whose fault is it?
It ain't mine either.
I don't have time to play these games with you. We have a
What are you gonna
cult-
do? Beat the shit out of me and then end up getting killed by a wild dog in a cult? What's the point of fighting me? What's the point of using your current resources against me?
And the wild dog
Do you think
attacks.
there's any point for... the timing of that?
But
You think a person who's basically a mage slayer is not, going to do well enough against me? Someone who doesn't have the same amount of combat experience? If I go up and fighting you, you're going to beat the shit out of me. I'd rather help you. Can we put our shit aside for at least a couple of days? It's the whole reason I was going to talk to Damien. I knew I couldn't talk to you, but I could talk to him without a sword being pointed towards me.
oh, I'm not going to point a sword at you. I'm going to whip you till you're sore. And Damien finally catches up.
and
puts his hand.
then I won't be
on-
able to help you at all.
He catches up and puts his hand on your father's shoulder, panting, going, "Okay. There's no fighting yet. Good. Do I have to get Mom?"
No. Worst comes to worst, let him get his anger out. I ain't gonna fight back. He'll just kill me, and that's fine. It'll be entirely his fault. He folds his arms.
He does not pass. You see his face get even angrier as that golden mane seems to start glowing and raising up a little. I'm gonna see if Damien... Nope, Damien actually backs off. He is too scared. Okay. This has probably been about 3 or 4 turns. Victor should be there now. Yeah. And...
I'm going to just slowly make an approach to where I'm not in yelling distance from him. I'm walking, I'm not running. And I am keeping arms folded.
Well, you see him crack his whip towards you. Not another step, boy, or I will whip the flesh from you.
Why? What's the point of fighting me?
What's the
I'm
point
trying
of
to get
showing up
closer
after
so I
all
can
these
talk.
years?
Like I said, wasn't my choice to come here. But seeing as their entire family's being picked off by a wild dog, it might be a good idea to talk. If I'm alone, I'm dead.
Yeah, and you guys didn't mention in the book the wild dog, did you?
I think we
No, not yet. No, we might have. I think we did. Because we did give an assessment of the situation as well as the names that were on that list. I just wanted to do both at the same time.
Okay.
So yeah, I will say it definitely did so while we were giving the names out.
Where is Victor and Stella standing in all this?
Stella is a little ways away, not hiding or anything, just out of basically within good within range of her rifle. Probably she's probably taking cover behind a car or something.
Yeah, in this, like, Victor he's moved up to where he can hear the conversation, but he's not, like, I'd say maybe 10 to 15 feet if they're not talking softly. Like, he wants to be close enough that he can help Azonoth if it was needed.
And still has, at this point, visibly chambered around.
Ooh,
No,
this is awkward.
Wait for Axel to get back. What is this?
Speak of the devil, and thus he appears.
Think I'm back.
Yeah.
We hear you, man.
I don't know what's up with my internet tonight. Sorry about that.
So,
What did I miss? Because I was going to tell you that I am still walking towards him because there's no reason for the whip crack to even halt my step.
Stella is at standoff range. She's chambered around.
yeah. Basically, they're prepping to help out if need be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Victor's on the opposite shoulder from Elena. Scamp, he kind of sat down when he entered the gates, told him to go find a bush or something. There's nothing he could do. Victor's just kind of standing there watching, listening, his hands in his pockets, right hand playing with the stone. He's quiet, serious set to his jaw, and just there.
I would like to get within about 10 or 15 feet of him so I can be in regular talking distance.
15 feet will keep you outside of the whip range.
Yeah, that's about as far as I'm willing to go anyways. I just want to be in an area where I'm not like yelling across the entire field at him.
And he just looks at you and is like, So what the hell are you doing here then?
Do you believe that I popped in through a random portal and didn't have a choice?
Random portal. You're here with people. You gotta give me something better than that.
Can we get it on the agreeance range that I'm at least here because of the cult?
Are you asking me that, or are you saying that to him?
No, I'm saying that to him. I'm not a fan of the cult being here either. That's the main reason I'm here.
Well, let's see if he can put 2 and 2 together from that. He's not the smartest of people, though, so... No, he's not fully catching what's being thrown down. And not making any connections.
I don't want to tell him that I'm here with the Sanctum either, and that I'm on a mission to do shit. Just that I don't want the cult to be here, and I want to keep my family safe. Those are the 2 things I want to imply, anyways.
So you're trying to take care of the cult with these friends of yours, and you know about what's been picking this off.
Yes, because it's been chasing me.
So you're the reason why everyone's been dying.
Why would I be?
Well, if it's been chasing you, and it's been hunting our family.
It's been hunting me equally as much as you. It seems to be hunting our bloodline. You think I would have brought it here in purposely?
No, here comes his good stats. And a shit roll. So, he does not make a connection on what the creature is.
Oh, you did say wild dog.
Yes, but there's multiple wild ducks.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you tell me the name of it? I don't remember.
If I remember correctly, all you got from that was essentially the general name used for the entities, especially these ones. You do not know an actual name for it. I don't think your brother had given you a name yet.
I know it's not a normal wild dog that's picking us off. I don't know why one would have the power to be hunting everyone down.
Have your mother look into it when she gets back. I had her trying to talk to the mayor and talk some sense into him. He keeps on resisting us wanting to sit here and go take care of this cult.
I kind of glance back at the rest of my group. Since they know that too. I have a contact that's coming to talk. You want to reference him. But I also know what the cult's up to as well.
A contact. What contact are you having show up?
A friend.
And with that, you end up hearing a loud boom from outside of the estate. And from around the wall where the flash came, you see Balthazar seeming to walk up and brush off his jacket a little bit.
Right on time.
Well, I did sit here and time it based off of your conversation. I've been divining the place for a few moments, trying to figure where I should drop off.
Yeah, close enough.
I mean, last time I did that, I accidentally exploded out of a person, so I mean, this is much better.
I appreciate the accuracy.
So, I'm going to sit down and talk with your father. You guys... you guys deal with what you guys need to for prep. This has been much worse than I thought it is, and I'm going to have to brief you on this.
Yeah. I'm going to walk over to Balthazar and I'm going to hand him the paper.
You see Balthazar start looking it over, and then his face seems to get a lot more serious. Almost as if he's worried now.
And then I'll quietly tell him who we got that from, specifically. I can't remember the guy's name. It just escapes me.
Lord
Winterhawk?
Fetterhawk.
Or, yeah, Fetterhawk.
So, yeah. And he just nods, and he's like, you guys go prepare. I'll get him briefed. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Perchance, do you have any local currency, Balthazar?
I do at the bank. We can stop by there if you need to. But I'm going to deal with briefing the Belmonts on this situation, and we're going to have to sit here and do some hard work. Okay?
Alright.
I'll let you guys decide if we're going to do this as an infiltration or if we're going to go in guns a-blazing.
Alright. So, are there any good breakfast spots that you can think of? Or do you still want to kind of stay laying low as an author?
He doesn't respond to the name Azanoth.
Weird to call it colder.
He meant, like, Victor just mentally shakes his head and starts walking toward the gate, I guess. At least a few feet.
Damien seems to chime out. I could have the help make breakfast or something.
That'd probably be a good idea. I look over at Balthazar and I kind of quietly lean over and whisper Caldo Belmont into his ear. Please.
And Balthazar just leans back and is like, oh no, I know. I've known.
No, I know, but he's trying to make sure that those two worlds stay separate in case he needs to fuck off again.
He understands.
Oops.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't respond to the name, because, hey, there's an excuse of, hey, maybe, possibly that was just a thing that he says, right?
Mm-hmm. So, Victor hears this and turns and kind of walks back to where Calder is standing. How far away is Stella been from all this? Like 40, 50 feet?
I would assume 30, 40.
Okay.
Good few steps back.
Well, probably around probably 60 feet.
He just kind of motions to her.
Get a good
It's
shot.
like, we're going to be going up into the manor. Food.
All right.
isn't how I had imagined I would take you home to meet my family.
I'm just surprised you're bringing me home to meet your family. I didn't think we had that kind of relationship.
Right? I haven't even taken you out to dinner yet.
Oh no, you did take them out for drinks though.
Are you saying I got him drunk and then took him home? Kidding. Days later.
Yeah.
Hey, Victor doesn't remember.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't sound any better.
I mean, it could be worse. You could let Katerina out of the card.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to meet your parents like this either.
at least Katerina has the dog.
Technically, Azadoth has the dog in his pocket.
Yeah. How would your father react to meeting him?
Let's never find out on that one. I assume that's an out-of-character question.
Yeah.
To meeting who?
The dog, the basically werewolf in my pocket.
Because that thing was cool.
Yeah. So he might already know about that stuff. You guys don't know what all Damien spilled.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, I probably should interrogate Damien at this point.
Oh, geesh. Second interrogations. When's the thirds?
any
Probably when
additional
Mom comes to
warnings? Any additional warnings or words of wisdom from you about meeting or going up here, Calder?
You're not a magical creature that's causing havoc, right?
Last time I checked, no.
You should be fine. The rest of them are fairly normal. Just expect very porcupine-y type of feel for being a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Also, I'm dead on record, so you're sitting at a table with a dead guy, so...
Damien's like,
gonna be a little awkward.
it's true. Mom's been hoping that you weren't dead, so I mean, Dad kind of wrote you off as dead, so this entire situation has been a lot.
So you're kind of somewhere between a half-dead thing and an undead abomination. Got it.
Somewhere in there, yeah. For the time being, here and going to speak as a family member. He looks over at him and nods towards the name.
Yeah.
So, you do see the help starting to kind of move around and start to set the table, and it seems like they're trying to get some food made in the kitchen, and Damien's like, so I have not been able to find what the creature is yet. That was kind of interrupted. Me and Mom were looking.
Sorry. And I figured you would be alone in your room, and sorry for starting all this.
No. He was already interrogating me.
What was going on, by the way?
He was interrogating me on what I've been up to and what I found out and why I was looking into other things. And I told him I found out what was hunting us and was trying to find out if there's a specific one or whatnot. And he kept on interrogating me to find out where I found that information from. Since I'm, alive.
Oof. Victor just kind of wants.
You have a good explanation now, at least.
Yeah.
He'll look over at Victor. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's like, well, if you weren't already, now you're going to be seen as the good one.
I'm the black sheep of the family. One of the only magic users to be born in the family in the last 100 years. And one that apparently no one wants alive.
No, Mom wants you alive. I
That,
want
that
you
makes
alive.
2 people in the family.
Yeah.
Out of what, 30 at its height?
A lot less. Most of us are... Calder, most of us have died.
I know. At its height.
Yeah.
Before I left.
Yeah. But we get this all taken care of. Opinions may change a little bit.
I'm hoping that's how that'll go.
I'm hoping to be dead again by the end of this.
Why?
I don't have to deal with him.
I don't know, but I do know that I've seen your friend before around the house.
He points towards Balthazar as a clarification.
Well, where he might be, yeah, they walked off to be somewhere else.
Yeah, I just kind of gestured in the direction they walked off towards as kind of a...
Yeah. And Damien
That one?
Damien nods. Yeah, he's been trying to talk and work with us a little bit on things. Apparently he's been working with the family for a long time.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit of information. Please don't let it leave this hallway. Unless you hear something otherwise that tells you this is obviously an okay thing to say. He's the reason we're here.
So, wait, you mean they recruited you?
Yes.
They were trying to recruit the twins before they got killed.
Yeah, and I was going to teach you a little bit about craftsmanship before this happened. I figured you were going to be back relatively quickly, and I could teach you how to make flashbangs.
I was trying to, get information on what might pop up while we're dealing with this cult.
Yeah, sorry. I figured you were going to be able to grab a book and just come back. My apologies.
If it's not your fault, you know how how our books are. It's not very organized, and when you're trying to find specifics on some stuff, it takes a while to find the right book.
The arc of it, like Victor's listening to this and just like mentally face palming when he's hearing about a disorganized collection of books. Like the librarian in him is like inwardly fighting the urge to get up and go like alphabetize it by subject.
What's wrong with your friend?
You're talking to someone who's basically a history major about books not being organized. What do you think is going through his head?
No, it's the matter of when you find a notation in one book, just sit here and reference another book, and then it notates in another one to reference another book. It's trying to track down the right book.
He takes an audible sigh of relief.
When you have a book on vampires and you have a named vampire and then a book that has the named vampire and then you go and look for weaknesses and then it has a reference over to a diary of someone who's fought the vampire before.
Yeah, or even sitting here and mentioning some of the stuff that he's known to have in a journal from somebody. There's a lot of notes and notations made in a lot of our books to sit here and better research our quarries. since most of us aren't magic users, we have to figure out ways around it.
Tell you what, while we're getting breakfast immediately after, if I'm not put on a chopping block for my head, I will go and see if I can find the wild dog, because I've seen it multiple times.
You mean in the library, or are you talking you're going to go out there and try to hunt it?
Library, no. I'm hoping to get rid of the cultists so we have our full brunt of the entire Belmonts to go after this thing. I have absolutely no chance of that thing on my own unless I am damn lucky. Listen, if it killed the twins on its own, that's a feat on itself. They definitely had more experience on fighting than I did. I don't feel like I compare to hardly anyone here. I still feel like I'm green behind the ears almost. Or whatever the saying is.
Yeah, most of us still are. Since our uncle died, it's kind of been a problem. Nobody's had time to really train anyone.
Yeah, and being, at odds with someone in the family who, is at a point where I don't want to come back because of how angry some people are for no reason. Need family therapy.
Did any of the magical Belmonts write down their experiences and what they were skilled in?
Yeah. Most of them have journals and spell books and all that out there.
I have a quick question. Was I ever even allowed to look through their books?
Yes, but you notice that some of the texts, when you did look through them, seem to have been missing.
Mm-hmm. Make sure I don't get any funny ideas.
No, more like when they were written, they were incompletely written or something.
Or made with magical ink that only magic users can read.
Or magic eyes, or divination magic, or yeah.
Actually, that brings up a good question. I'll get back to you on that. But there are some things. I'll look through them. You think Dad would kill me if I wanted to borrow a book or two, as long as I plan to bring them back?
Being he doesn't usually read, I think the one you might have to talk to is Mom.
He's basically the type who doesn't read.
Yeah. Talking to Mom and Aunt May might be your best bet. Aunt May's still heartbroken. Mom has pretty much taken over the library, so you'd have to probably go through her.
Gotcha. Well, I don't think she'll have a problem with me being in there. Or I could just, be sneaky about it, like I've been before.
So at this point, Victor kind of pulls out his book where he's archiving stuff and starts drawing out what he can remember of the map. Hey, wait, we gave that to Balthazar. Never mind.
Yeah, I gave it over to him.
And it wasn't really a map, it was more of locations, names, and people. So basically them detailing places with addresses and everything so that they could track things down and know where their resources are. Which you gave to a guy who's now talking to the head of the Beaumont family, who's been trying to take down this cult for a while.
Yeah.
Which means they also know that the mayor is a high priest.
Yep.
which currently Calder's mother is at City Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, do we tell Damien anything?
Come to think of it, we probably should go check on Calder's mom.
So you're gonna go try to find your mother.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind grabbing some food, and then getting out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys gonna eat first? Okay.
Yeah.
Just grab and go, if I can. Literally, like, if there's an oatmeal bar, I'm taking that and getting out of here.
Oh no, most of it is like hot oatmeal, eggs, toast, bacon, a whole bunch of stuff that, pancakes. They're going all out.
Let's say field rations.
No. No, they're expecting you to kind of sit here and eat.
I'm gonna kind of lean over towards Damien and say, I think Mom might be in trouble, and that's another reason why I want to get moving. They might be talking, but I don't want to be here anyways. I want to get moving, and I don't want to sit for breakfast for too long.
I don't think she's going to be at Town Hall much longer anyways.
As long as she's not abducted, we're
I
fine.
might have sent a message that you're home and that Dad knew that you were home.
How did you even get a message to her?
We have some stones.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's a Belmont. He's resourceful.
So that's what took me so long on getting down here, is I wanted to hopefully get her here before anything bad happened.
That's fine.
So
Like I said, if he decides he wants to punch my face, then that's on him to do.
I think if you have Balthazar on your side, he's not going to be doing a lot of punching. He tried fighting Balthazar last time he was over, and I haven't seen Dad get thrown around that much.
I have no interest in actually fighting either, so that's why I'm saying if he decides that he wants to take his anger out and be a fool, he can do so himself.
So are we planning on going into this thing guns blazing, or are we gonna... What are we going to do to deal with these people? Because I really am out of my element here.
We'll find out when they're done with their meeting, but we might need to systematically take them out one by one. Find leaders specifically. Hey, actually, might start with the mayor.
Where does the mayor actually live?
That's something that Elder probably wouldn't have paid attention to. Probably only like the higher ups in the Belmonts would probably know that, because, having to stop by every once in a while and get things signed off and,
Yeah.
sanctioned activities. So after a couple of minutes, you do hear a familiar voice as the doors burst open. Calder? Where's my boy? And she just
I want
looks
to hide under the
over to you.
He kind of puts an elbow into Calder's side. Your mother.
You see, as soon as he hears the voice, he stiffens up all the way up his spine for a second.
I knew you couldn't be dead. There's no way in hell that anything could kill you. I mean, you're
Not
a little
true.
frail, but I mean...
He is going to stand up and look at her and kind of give a wave. Yeah, still alive.
So who are these
Victor's
people?
just gonna reach up and shove him towards her.
So who are these people? Did you bring Did you bring a lady friend home? Is that why you've been gone for so long?
If it's your,
Yeah, our relationship is kind of complicated. Nice to meet you, Mrs. What's your name?
She
Mrs. Belmont.
she
So
first
Mrs. Belmont would make sense too.
she hugs Azeroth first, and then hears your explanation and takes your hand and pulls you in. She's a lot stronger than she looks for some reason. She gives you a big hug, and she's like, "You can call me Morgana, dear." What do you mean it's complicated? Is Azeroth still doing that thing that he does where he leaves women on and then vanishes in the night?
Mom? Could you not?
This is a normal thing. Well, he finally found one who could track him down.
For some
Good.
reason hasn't killed me after she did so.
Good. He needs somebody like that. Keep him on a short leash. He always was
I
getting into
wish he
some
would've.
trouble.
He mumbles to himself, I wish he would have.
I give him a audible pat on the shoulder. Oh yeah, I'll keep him on a short leash. Absolutely.
She takes a second and is like, "Oh." Anywho, so we were looking up wild dogs, and I had a little bit of a thought. There is one that we might have had sealed a while ago.
Do I have anything that I might... Is there any ability that I have that I can create, like, an image of this thing?
You could technically disguise yourself as it.
Oh my god, you're right, I could. Hold on a moment, let me show you what it looks like, specifically. I've seen it enough times, I should be able to make a semblance of it. He moves his hands, and in kind of a circle, focuses on what he's seen before, tries not to lose his focus from the chill that runs down his spine thinking about it. And then he will pop into it. Obviously, he's not deceiving anyone. Everyone's seen him do this, so...
Didn't one of you spot it as well, if I remember correctly?
I think Damien had.
I think one of you guys had rolled high enough that you saw the man standing at the edge of the crowd.
I think
Uh,
Elena might have.
I think Stella might have. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, and do you want to share that information as well?
No, I'll describe what I saw.
Between both of those, we'll give her advantage on trying to remember. I think I remember in your great-great-grandfather's journal something about that. A guy that looked a lot like that. Supposedly it was a rare wild dog?
Yes, this one's not normal. It has a fear aura and everything.
Yeah. He sealed him away. He didn't have enough strength to kill him, and the Shadow Hound has recently been missing from the crypts. I doubt your great-grandfather's Shadow Hound broke out to attack this thing.
I am going to fail a deception check. He's giving the shifty eyes and not saying anything, and I'm going to intentionally fail it because Mom knows best.
Miss Belmont mentioned this, and I try to hide a smirk.
Calder, did you let out the Shadow Hound?
He looks off to the side and looks down.
Calder, where's the Shadowhound?
Why would you have a perfectly good dog inside of a box that's locked?
Because
That's just
nobody's been
cruel.
able to tame him.
At least put it in stasis.
We had no method of doing that.
Till now.
What?
And he's gonna look around shiftily.
Wait.
Calder has gotten most likely a drink. He pours some
Are you
alcohol
inferring
into the
that
drink.
Calder has put him in a card?
He just nods quietly.
Yep.
My Calder's that powerful now?
No, not by any means.
You're being modest, buddy.
Lucky, more like it.
Modest.
Lucky. He looks at him seriously.
Yeah.
You're see-
I need a deception check from Victor. And a performance check from Hasana.
Why am I getting a performance check?
Mom is trying to read both of you and see what the hell you guys are trying to say without saying it.
No, I'm not saying anything without saying it. I'm intentionally saying I'm getting very lucky, and I'm not saying anything about the other part of it. He wouldn't want to tell anyone that anyways.
For his part, Victor got a 16.
Performance 8 plus 2 is a 10. I don't have a performance persuasion, or should I go perform street magic?
It would just be plus your charisma.
Crap.
Fair enough. So charisma.
Low roll.
14 total.
Yes.
Okay.
I was just kind of sitting there drinking a coffee.
So, she just looks over at Victor, then looks at Calder, looks at Victor, and looks at Calder again. It's like, no, he's not that powerful.
No, I'm not.
Calder, what did you do? Whatever trouble you're in, you know I can help get you out of it.
No, I'm not in any trouble with that. I'm worried about the wild dog. Let's focus there.
And not the cult?
Oh, yeah, but after the cult. The cult's more important. Also, he looks around to make sure there's no randoms around, and then kind of looks at her and goes, "Careful of the mayor."
What's up with the mayor?
He's not a good person.
Are you trying to say he's part of the cult? And that's why he's not signing off on this stuff?
He nods his head slowly. I was worried about you. I'm glad that Damien called.
You see her look over to the maids and go, "Get me my gun."
Oh, good. Please shoot me.
Oh, Calder dear, I'm not going to go shoot you. I'm going to go take care of our problem in town hall.
No, easy. Easy does it. We need to do this carefully.
Why?
There's a lot more to this. He points in the general direction of Balthazar and his dad. They're talking currently.
Who's they?
Balthazar, if you're familiar with him. And
Balthazar.
and my dad.
Oh.
It's the only reason he wasn't pummeling me into the ground, I feel.
I should probably go get some first aid supplies then.
I would hope that they're just talking and not beating each other into a pulp. We have bigger issues to deal with.
That's what I felt like last time, but your father decided to get very angry and punch him in the face. So Balthazar decided to throw him around.
Yeah. I wasn't too worried about that. If he wants to beat me, I'm not going to fight back because there's no reason for me to. It's just him being an aggressive asshole. He's not going to get any satisfaction out of beating me.
No, if anything, I'll just get him to the point where he can get to the grief. And that's really where he needs to be. But he needs to do it more healthy. You know your father, he's always been beat things into submission first and then deal with issues later. It's been one thing after another after your uncle passed and he took over.
What I'm curious about is what was Damien doing the whole time the conversation about the Hellhound was happening?
You mean the Shadowhound?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll me a perception.
Because he knows.
I don't think he actually knows. Because I very much distracted and left that conversation as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Yep. 12.
Okay. Yeah, you do not notice, but he seems to have vanished. He seems to have slipped out the back door or something, and, well, you guys were all distracted with Morgana here.
Where did Damien go?
Morgana just looks around and is like, Knowing him, he's probably wanting to stay out of sight, or he's trying to find something. He's been keeping himself busy. Besides you, he's the last kid alive.
Yeah.
So he's constantly trying to improve things and get better so he can not end up like your siblings.
Would you all mind a moment with my mom? I'll go to the library. You can keep eating. And then we can figure out what to do after that point.
Yeah, go take it.
I can do it off to the side if you guys want. I don't want to take the entire limelight, but...
Oh, you're fine, man.
Okay. I don't like totally dominating the story, especially, but where we're at, it's kind of hard not to.
We're gonna have our moments, man.
But especially once you get back to the archives. I mean, what?
Mm-hmm. So he's gonna walk there with his mom, and is the cultists are one thing, but that's an issue that is kind of more direct. The wild dog hunting down our family is what I want to talk about real quick. Away from Dad.
Yeah. He's been beating himself up about that, and I felt it in town. If he knows that it's in town, he's going to try to hunt it.
It's been following me for years.
Yes, it's been hunting down our family. So it's not just your problem, it's ours.
It is. It's the entire family. I have a feeling that the reason it's back at the family was because of me, though.
What did you do to annoy this thing?
I don't know. I walked through an area where it seemed to be around, and ever since then it's hunted me down. I don't want to provide that explanation to Dad because I have a feeling that he won't take that explanation.
You do see her leading you towards an older part of the library, and she opens the door and is like, "Now, Aunt May isn't really familiar with how much of this stuff is in here." And she walks over to a chest, opening it and seeming to dust off a little bit of dust from one of the books. And she begins thumbing through it. Now, your great-grandfather, face that thing. I think you might have accidentally removed the ward in
Which
it's
I don't-
putting it to sleep.
I don't know how I would have, though. I came upon it during a massacre. I noticed what it was, mentioned it to the person I was with, and just tried to get out of there quickly.
It's because names have power, even if it's not their full name or their real name.
All I did was say that it's a wild dog, I know what it is, and we need to be careful.
So is the sleeping one.
Very likely. He goes ahead and notates the location of where he was when he found it.
And she looks it over and brings the book out with you and seems to go over some maps. And over a map that was drawn in there. And goes, "That seems about right.
Just wanted to talk to you here away from everyone because I didn't know how the conversation was going to go there. I know you weren't going to get mad, but better not do so in front of everyone."
Yes. Calder,
Yes.
we have a name for this thing.
Should we even bother naming it out loud at this point and attract more attention?
We know the name it goes by. It hides as a human. This thing is what your grandfather sealed. Well, great-grandfather, but this is a mess that it's probably not your fault. And I will talk to your father and deal with this.
I don't feel like it is either, but it's been hunting me down for a while.
I think
It followed me for years before it started hunting you guys down.
I think it's because it's got a grudge against our bloodline. So,
That could be it too. For me, it tracked me for a while until he points over until I jumped across the ocean.
so what I'm going to suggest is you and your friends take care of the cults at their base. Me and your father and Damien will try to take care of the cults in town. We will try to sit here and keep together so that we can retreat if need be. But I need you to at least be apart from us in case something happens. With you being alive, you will be the patriarch if something happens to your father.
I don't like the sound of that. He says honestly.
And I'm pretty sure your aunt wouldn't like that either. So,
I don't really care what she likes. It's not my fault anything happened.
no. But she still holds a grudge, much like your father. So,
I mean, they literally went up against something that is obviously a problem and wouldn't tell me anything about it. Of course, I'm not going to go up against anything that I don't know anything about.
yeah. And that was foolish of them to insist.
Yes,
Now
and You think the sneaky person who constantly disappears and is up to no good all the time would stick around to find out things? No.
But what resources are you going to need for you and your friends?
If we're fighting just the wild dog, because I was going to go up against the Colt first.
I'm talking about you fighting the cults out in the woods.
I don't know. I don't know what to do in the situation entirely. We're looking for some assistance. We have, I don't know whether or not I should be even saying anything for this mission. We're looking for some people that are on the inside. If they are free, then we have help. We have the full force of the Belmonts. We have a cult that's dead, and they have several people that can assist us in fighting this thing. We are in the best situation to just kill this thing with as much help as possible. This thing's been hunting me for years. I'm terrified. I ran because this thing threatened me to a point I knew it could kill me. I knew it could kill anyone I was with if I was next to them too. I ran to get away to keep the family safe because I knew it would follow me. I didn't know it would start hunting people down.
She begins walking back to the back room in the library and comes back with a book with a few symbols on it. You remember seeing some of these symbols when you would sneak in there, but for some reason you see some other symbols glowing on the book now.
Oh, he's gonna pay attention to the book. Is she showing him this, or is it just it's in passing?
She's handing it to him.
He looks over the book. Is this? You said this is my great grandfather's book, right?
Yes, it's his spell tome and everything.
I'll look it over. He doesn't bring any attention to it at first, but he does take it kind of reverently.
Yeah, on each of the pages you see a faint glowing.
Can I take this for now?
Yeah, you do know when you look at the pages, you seem to have an urge to kind of use your new gift.
Mm-hmm, but I don't want to do it right in front of my mom.
But, yeah.
Listen, I ran because I didn't know what was going on or what to do. I ran because I was being shoved into a situation and given no choice. I didn't come back because I knew Dad would kill me if I did. And I wanted to make sure no one even knew I was around, so I said nothing. I didn't know who was going to be on my dad's side and who was going to be okay with what happened. I left because not because I wanted to abandon the family and leave everyone without any assistance. I left because I didn't have any idea of what we were going up against and figured if I wasn't there, maybe they would have some sense and not go up against it.
Well, you know your uncle and your father, they never backed down from a challenge anyways. And that was the problem.
And it's entirely their fault of why my uncle's dead.
Yes, and that's something they'll have to come to the kind of connection of. They'll have to figure it out. But right now, I need you to plan with your friends how you're going to deal with this. I'm going to sit here and help take care of stuff around town. I have a few contacts that I'm going to reach out to for at one of the bars that I heard rumors of a certain individual performing at years ago. and I was hoping to track you down.
Hmm.
I won't be telling your father about your moonlighting.
Yeah.
It was good for you.
I needed to get out. I mean, otherwise,
Yes. No.
it's. I will note that we did speak to Alexander the Glib. We have spoke to another person at a bar, if that's what you're going against. I just want to let you know before you start going and talking around.
No, I know. Alexander, he's one of the people we've been watching closely to see who all might be involved in this, but Lord Fetterhawk is the only one that seems to deal with him directly.
Yeah.
And he's the one who had a group of 4 people doing a job for this cult, and they went missing. I'm presuming these are the individuals you're looking for.
Yeah. Very likely.
So,
If it happens to be a moose person, then the answer is probably yes.
yes.
It's the only moose person I've ever met.
Yes, a moose person, a orc with a mane, a little kobold, and a wood elf. Yes.
Yeah, that's them.
Okay. Well, you go plan with your friends. Let us know if you're going to infiltrate, if you need anything. I'm going to go and deal with this Balthasar thing and your father, and hopefully not have to patch your father up any. And suggest that we split the Belmonts as much as we can to ensure complications cannot be an issue and that there's no conflict of interest.
Yeah. He might already know that the wild dog's around, by the way. I did kind of mention that I knew that the wild dog was hunting us, so...
And he also knows that it's protecting us, so he is probably going to keep that information secret for right now, because knowing Balthazar, he doesn't want your father to go off and get killed while he needs help from him.
Yeah. So, well, too many situations. If one of these would be easy to deal with, we had just the wild dog or just the cultists, we'd be fine. Am I okay to come into the here at least? I assume in your areas I'm safe, away from Dad.
Yes. Aunt May hasn't been around in a little while. She stays to their wing of the house, and
not too worried about that. If all else, I will either be in here, or I will be in the workshop.
that sounds fun.
I'll talk to you about family matters that have happened while I've been gone. If something does happen to Dad, what happens to the family? If we have like 3 members left, what are we supposed to do?
Technically, you become the patriarch, and it becomes yours and your brother's job to, well, kind of recreate the family.
No.
Yeah.
He looks off to the side. I'm not really a person for kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I never saw you as one for kids, and Damien's interests are not in people. So, pretty much the family will probably die.
He looks down towards the ground.
To put it simply, Damien has shown no interest in making those connections with anyone.
Well, You never know.
Yes.
He could find someone who has an equal amount of interest in him and the same type of topics, and could find something along those lines.
Yeah, or he could be sitting here and hiding it from me while I've been trying to deal with all this, so. That's what I've been hoping. So,
Yeah.
you go deal with your friends. I'll deal with your father.
Well, I'm hoping that once they're done with their meeting, we'll be able to figure out what to do. Because I understand your desire to split, but I have probably a decent way of losing Dad if I really need to.
Yeah, you got that from your great-grandfather. But I'll talk to you
Yes.
later. And you...
He
Don't
gives her a
get
hug.
She gives a hug back, and she's like, you don't get into too much more trouble, okay? You need to be starting to write home more.
Mom, my sins are catching up with me.
Catches up to all of us. And you just see her start to walk out of the room. Okay. So you reconvene with the group? With the 2 books you have now? One of them even giving you a name for the creature?
God, yep. I'll go ahead and come back and reconvene with the party and see what they're up to. I'm gonna give the limelight over to you too.
So, I do need perception checks from the other 2.
$11.
Oh, I rolled a 10.
Well, for a moment it seems like nothing's going on. Then you hear a young lady moving, and when you look over, you see Damien standing there with her. And he just looks over and just waves his hand in front of his face as if going, "You don't see me." They seem to have been coming from in some storage closet or something.
Oh my god, the timing on that.
Victor just kind of nods and takes a drink of the orange juice in front of him.
Oh, I would love to walk in at this moment too.
Thankfully, you're distracted by Mom still at this moment.
Sad.
If anything, you're just barely starting to walk back, and it's gonna be a couple minutes. So he's got a moment. Yeah, and the maid seems to walk off, and he comes back over and sits down. It's like, so where's Calder and Mom?
They went to talk in the library.
Ah, okay. That should give us a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So you guys saw nothing?
What are we talking about again?
Exactly.
What?
So it seems like everything's starting to move really, really fast, isn't it?
Among town and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Have
This
any
is a
of
lot to take in.
your staff been out today?
I think he's disconnected.
I'm still here.
He thinks for a second. Not today, no. Why?
Oh, I was just wanting to know if they kind of noticed anything being kind of off in the city or anything was weird.
No, most of the food gets brought here. Supposedly there were new delivery people. But that happens every couple of weeks anyway, so...
Right. So if there's a pattern, it's almost impossible to look at.
Yeah. Started poofed.
Where do you keep your friend at? I haven't noticed him around the house.
Usually... Give me a second.
If he kind of gets roam of the place, hopefully he remembers Scamp's a friend.
Yeah, he kind of gets a run of the place, and he tends to stay in my room or out in the gardens. Why is it not working?
So, what do you think of all of this? He looks down at Alana.
Give me a second trying to fix that so I can hear. Weird. Probably not. It's not trying to load.
Victor just kind of finishes eating and everything. And he looks at Damien. It's like, you're pretty skilled through the trees. Like, do you have any kind of obstacle course around here that you like to run or path through the area?
Give me a second, I'm trying to fix. Why is this not working?
Yeah, I hear you.
You're just fine.
Yeah, I can't hear you right now, and I can't, because OBS is where the audio is coming through, but I can't get you into OBS for some reason.
Yeah.
Why is OBS not letting me pull you in? This is weird. Might have to go to a breather real quick while I work on this.
Fair enough. You could, like, reboot.
I mean, it's almost 11, so if we really had to...
Yeah, I just can't enable the audio on Video Ninja without having a double for everyone. Except for
Weird.
Elena. That's why I'm trying to get the Video Ninja to work, but it's not wanting to.
Okay.
Let's see if I can force it here.
Elena said they were open to trying to disconnect to see if that and come back and see if that would help.
I got you over on a different one, so it's just for some reason one camera just like entirely broke.
That's weird.
Oh,
How you doing, Luther?
oh, Luther again. Okay. Well, I guess my daughter was trying to kill me, and yeah, how are you?
I feel like there's a mimic or an impersonator here for some reason. Oh,
There we
there's something
my
flying across.
Sorry, having to fix things on the fly. For some reason that one entirely broke. Okay, I'll have to put that input in later. So, when you asked Damien about an obstacle course, I just kind of use the woods. Sometimes some of the areas of the city are good for running around too.
Yeah. Back home, I used to use the woods a lot because, well, it was home. He kind of smiles. You've been kind of quiet down there, Elena. What are you thinking?
I'm just hoping these things aren't bulletproof.
Yeah. This last hour has been a lot.
Yeah.
And I've probably gotten your brother in trouble. He said that last bit over at Damien.
Damien's like, how would you have gotten him in trouble?
Just his skills. And he's trying to downplay himself to a major degree. I mean, he's not all powerful, but he's not like minimal flashes and bangs either.
Thing is, the family's always known that Calder's had a lot of potential. It's just they want him to be like them. Kind of like how they've always wanted me to be like them, and I am not able to stand up in physical combat like that.
Then what Damien Belmont do you want to be?
Oh, I gotta make a wisdom save for him. It takes him a moment, and he's like, I don't know. I want to try other skills in that. I want to see where I actually am good at. I've never actually gotten to train in anything except for stealth and scouting, and I wonder if there might be a better thing for me than just using a bow and being the eyes for everyone.
Right. But whatever version of Damien Belmont you want to become is the version your family needs.
You're starting to sound like my mother.
Yeah. I heard that advice from my own mother. before things happened, so
Would it be okay if I'm silently listening around the corner at this point?
they tend to give that kind of advice. From the sounds of it, though, at least you didn't end up getting shipped off to your mad uncle. At that, Victor just kind of smiles, thinking of the old kook in the archive.
Well, in my defense, I couldn't have been shipped out to my uncle. One, they lived here. Two, he's dead.
Yeah, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
They could have made you live in his quarters.
Maybe after all this is said and done, I might be able to travel and figure out what I want to do.
I think that would do you good. See a bit of the world. I mean, this is my first time even on this continent.
Wish I had a way to put text posts. I don't want to interrupt the conversation.
Victor just takes another drink. Like, he's done with the food part, but he's really liking the orange juice he's somehow gotten a hold of.
Yeah, from what it tastes like it's partially squeezed too. And almost like there's something mixed in with it. It's kind of floral tasting.
Still, is kind of in. Still, there's a little bit of social anxiety, kind of slipping through. Not as much as was evident in the bar, but it's like, well, just, yeah.
And new places.
New places, new people. This is, like I just said, this is not how I envisioned meeting Calder's mother for the first time.
No. I mean, Victor just kind of laughs. Through all of this, I've never actually formally met Calder's mother. She got distracted when you were introduced. He just kind of smiles.
He walks around the corner. Yeah, me and Victor go way back. Been dating him for like 10 years. He says walking around the corner.
And seeing the way that you've treated some of your other dates and lovers, I am severely underblinged, sir.
I'm smoozing you up forever. He gives Victor a ruffle of his hair.
Victor just kind of runs his hands through his hair again to smooth it back.
It's just like, great, my brother floats both ways.
I don't.
I flirt both ways. I don't go both ways there, bud.
I'm not interested in what he's got. I'm talking to a woman back home.
So, like I said, don't really have a ranch to go back to. So, whatever ends up happening.
I would have preferred you meet my mother over dinner and a double date with my father if things were going better.
Your father seems like they're aggressive sort.
Yeah, Dad probably would have asked him when he's going to see her and marry you and have children, and probably also the next fun question that he likes to do. Um, what's your favorite thing to do? Is if it's like sword fighting or whatnot?
Yeah. That's right. I miss my dad. He was a kind man.
I miss mine too. I wish he was sane.
It's been 12 years and it's still weird.
Man, we all have family issues.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, he looks over at Damien. If you wanted to travel and otherwise, that's all up to you. There's no reason not to. Do you want to come back to the family, or do you want to live it up like I was trying to do?
I wouldn't even know the first part of doing that.
Well, I could teach you a few things, that's for sure.
So what, you're
It's a
suggesting
good reason.
you're suggesting I come along with you with your friends and the Sanctum?
If you wanted to. Here's the thing. I need to stay. I'm realizing it's in my better interest to come back. So if you want me to come and stay and you leave and go to adventure and enjoy things, that's on you. I'll still be here to be a contact.
No. You should probably still go out.
Oh, I'm not planning on staying. Oh, hell no. Just, I'll be home for dinner every now and then.
Calder, I feel like once we track this, we're gonna have time.
Yeah, probably gonna have some time. I mean, it's not like the Sanctum's gonna want you to probably go out right after sitting here and saving the world, right?
I mean, I wouldn't mind. It gets me away from my dad.
Yeah, Dad's... Dad?
Yeah, just worried about some things, and if you decide to do something, I've went out in the world and adventured and been around, and it's a experience that's worth it. So, Mother has the correct idea. She also reveals how long he's been sitting around that corner.
Well, we were talking about trying to make some more of those flashbangs and smoke bombs.
I'd be happy to teach you some tinkering. I know at least a little bit. The twins taught me some because, well, I always hid from sword fighting Dad tried to do. So where do you think I hid?
I might have something I might have you guys field test anyways. I've been looking over schematics and I have bought some from in town. I've been trying to combine some magitech with some normal stuff that we have here, and I got some stones to power it recently.
I am a walking, talking magic source.
So, fill us in on this.
He uses Mage Hand to pick the cup that he had left of his drink off the table and bring it over to his hand to have a sip.
You see Damien seem to rifle through his pockets before he pulls out a piece of paper and flips it over and pulls out a graphite pencil and starts drawing on it, and he begins rambling. Well, the idea is that the mana crystals themselves will sit here and actually fuel the movement and everything, helping to actually reinforce somebody as they're moving, but it also sits here and causes a barrier around the person. This way you can activate it and expend the energy to kind of cause a protective barrier.
Okay.
I only have 3 prototypes of this.
It's interesting. I'd be willing to give it a go.
Yeah. I mean, if it can benefit people in any way, I'm down.
It's worth a shot.
So you all 3 want to try it?
Yeah.
Let's see why not.
If you're willing to outfit us.
Okay. Well, I'll have to sit here and make some adjustments to the one because I was planning on possibly wearing it, but I can adjust it. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go to the workshop. And he gets up and he starts walking the piece of paper as you guys look at it. Draven, I need a intellect check with advantage from you. For Victor.
Alright.
You don't have the... No, you don't have the other stuff that would apply.
2 highest is, well, I rolled a 7, a 6, and a 1 for a 13, and I have a 5 mod in intelligence. 18.
Yeah, you can tell that whatever this is, it seems to have glyphs in that he drew on there that seems to be for a warding spell. So the thing actually has wards that it's charging with the mana crystal.
Hey, where did you learn these?
Oh, a few diagrams in that I bought in town. I know that there's a few people in town that vend magitech, and using a few of the things from mechanical stuff that people have been using to try to lift larger loads, I figured I'd sit here and try to combine the two.
Because how far are they from the building?
Probably walking distance, like 2 to 3 minutes tops from.
Okay. Because he's gonna just kind of point out on the paper, this, and this. I know what those are. And there may be ways to empower them to be stronger.
Yeah, I just didn't have the resources and the knowledge to. That's the other problem. This is more of a proof of concept that I've been working on. Being I am not that strong myself and pretty frail, I figured having this set of armor that could actually take a hit for me would probably be a good idea.
Do you know what kind of magic that would fall under?
You see him seem to think for a moment. He's like, I think it was saying something about abjuration in the blueprints, but I want to say that this itself would be artificing with creating this stuff. And I know some people who are sometimes called wizards and whatnot, they can easily recharge them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could probably charge one of these if I tried hard enough.
Yeah, anyone can really recharge a mana crystal. It's a matter of wizards can recharge magic items and mana crystals like a second nature.
Oh, the dice want me to know. I am looking over the chart because of what I did earlier of the magic and the like, and seeing if I can notice anything that I might suddenly have knowledge about that I didn't before.
You pick
Would
up
this
the
be
same.
abjuration?
Yeah, you pick up the same. It's abjuration, but it's artificing it into a construct
Okay.
with a power source. So technically, the individual doesn't have
I-
to channel energy into the.
I was about to say I'm rolling for the abjuration skill specifically. If you want me to do a roll, I got a modified 20.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you pick up. So I'm trying to remember what exact spell I called that. I think I call it just an arcane shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Interesting magic though, and artificing it is a very useful skill.
would
If
it
you're
be
interested in that, I want to pursue that with you.
would the shielding be stronger if two people put an arcane shield into that glyph or somehow enhanced it?
You can tell that this is done by somebody who doesn't have any skill in abjuration, but from what you can tell studies-wise, there are ways to improve it, just from your knowledge of abjuration.
Okay.
Even
So
Axel can technically improve it slightly. Yeah.
I kind of mention and point at this, and this is something that I don't know if Victor would pick up on. That he did not know this until recently. I think you could probably improve it by moving this one in its order, actually.
So, when you guys do get to the shop, you guys see him kind of open up a small little room in the back, and he pulls off blankets from what looks like some almost scrap rigs that he made to put these devices on. And it looks almost like it wraps around like the wrists and the elbows on either side with some kind of hinged joints to sit here and take some of the pressure off of things. And he seems to have a lot of devices like that along the entire thing. But it looks like it's made mostly out of like belts and like some steel rods and that with the gears attached. So it's very rudimentary in how it is, but it's like the basics to an exoskeleton.
But Victor's starting to catch on to what Azeroth was saying and how similar it sounds. So he's going to try to figure out why. Because as far as he's known on the missions they've gone on, Azeroth is not an abjurer.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows he helped him earlier.
I mean, you can do a general wisdom check.
Alright. Dirty 20.
30-20. Yeah, you're trying to rack your brain on it, and after a few moments, you start to think about it. He said he made a deal. He's got this eldritch being he's carrying around that he talked to for a little bit last night.
When did I say I made a deal?
You said you had talked to somebody.
I did mention to Alina that I did say something at some point to talk to someone about the situation, but I never said anything about a deal.
Yeah, but so you know that there is some sort of conversation that was had with a powerful being.
Sometime last night after everyone went to bed for some reason.
Yeah, so... And racking your brain, you finally sit here and hit, like, that one note in your brain. Axel's probably become a warlock. And these people tend to either go mad with power or tend to be some of the most interesting, eccentric mages you can probably find.
Hmm. So they're kind of looking over the prototypes and schematics. Victor's going to kind of look, and if he can catch Azenal's eye.
I mean, he's overlooking things as well, interested. Are you gonna give him the "I'm watching you" fingers?
Yeah, that's what he
I
did.
see you.
Azanoth is very confused.
So he's going to just kind of whisper in his ear, make any packs here lately?
He blinks and takes a step back. What do you mean?
I've already figured it out. Later. So, Damien, what kind of strikes are you really focusing on trying to repel here?
Just general damage in general, because I have a habit of getting hit by things, and when I do, I'm not the sturdiest, so I just have it set up for general. So,
like sword blows?
sword blows, explosions, anything. Try to reduce the damage that's coming in.
Alright. Do you have a course set up to deal the damage, or were you going to be dealing the damage to us?
What, to test this?
Yes.
I was gonna let you guys wear this while you guys go after the cult.
Fair enough. I'm willing to try it out at least.
Okay.
This way you guys can get a field testing on it.
Has it not been tested at all?
I may have tested it a few times on myself.
Hmm. How does it do work with bullets?
It works pretty well with bullets, actually.
He
I was kind of offered to test it directly.
Oh no. Azenroth has finished.
But yeah, like it is getting kind of to a cut point. Like my wife's got to work in the morning.
Yeah.
can't. Oh, I lost connection with others. There we go.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you've tested this with bullets? I hate to be mom, but, excuse me?
I was going to suggest.
Care to repeat
I was going
that?
to suggest taking it down.
Calder, you've been gone for a while.
And you've been shot at with using unknown magic if it's working.
Well, you had no problem with hearing that I had to deal with an explosion.
I mean, yeah, most people are going to be throwing those at you anyways. But still, how did you test this? Were you sitting here and having someone shoot at you, or was this a live test of I'm in a bad situation and need to get out of here? Because those are very different.
I might have had a small job I did that I got at.
Fair enough. Can't blame you there. His demeanor completely changes and he's totally relaxed now.
You aren't the only one who can moonlight.
Yeah, I'm good at disappearing at least.
But
I think the only one who actually had a trail on me was Mom, actually. And she knew I wanted to be gone.
yes. So we'll end it with him fitting you guys into your new little suits. Yeah. Those are gonna be fun. because these are artificed, so they're going to work differently.
So they're getting fitted out, and once like Damien gets Victor sized up for his, he's gonna go get more of the material that they had for the things that they made earlier on in the morning. Just kind of get it set out, and that's where he'll end it.
Yeah. But we'll call it there so that everyone can rest in that. And so that we can end up, I'll resolve that roll probably off screen, and we'll let you guys decide how you guys want to go about this. You guys are armed where you could go in guns a-blazing or infiltrating, however you guys want.
We need to figure out a course of action, and might be a good idea to just talk about that off screen, honestly.
Yep. Especially since everyone's got to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly see who we might have that we can go to. Who is online right now? It's that time of night where we go to raid somebody.
And nobody's on.
No, a lot of people are on, just nobody playing tabletop games.
I have a friend who is playing a similar thing. Baldur's Gate.
Okay, we might do that. We might do that.
I don't know them very well, but... Oop, I didn't mean to jump off of your stream. I'm trying to open theirs separately.
So we got a cyberpunk tabletop game going on.
Let me send this to you on the side. This is up to you if you want to.
But yeah, when Victor had started running off, like it took him a while to realize that nobody, like that Stella wasn't following. So he's like, okay, what's up with that? Because he thought that they were told to go meet Balthazar, that Azeroth was going to do something stupid.
Azeroth do something stupid? Never.
That's one of his primary character traits.
No, he's a very well planned out character that never does anything on the fly.
Never. I don't gamble at all either.
So when he realized it, like off I asked him to roll a d6 for me. Determine how long he was running before you realized, like, wait.
Still, it was. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna leave him to get himself beat senseless.
This might have been a situation of sense beaten into.
Yeah.
So we will raid somebody doing some Baldur's Gate 3. Try to get some viewers over there.
It's like.
Yeah.
The ultimate.
I was expecting
Right.
him to actually go into a fight at that point, and then it's just like, no. It's like, okay, so you stay to fight, but you don't stay to fight. I don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah, still
I was
getting ready to shoot the whip out of his hand or something like that.
I mean, I was going to run initially, but he came out and saw where we were going. So if I ran, like, all I was going to do is have him start tracking us, and he would eventually find the crypt, and it would be very awkward if we were sitting there talking to Balthazar, and my dad rolls up, like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you, boy.
Yeah, well, I'm going to beat the shit... Balthazar, hi.
Mhm.
He
That's
didn't
really
know.
what would have happened, but you guys didn't know.
Yep.
But yes, so we're going to raid Durasuit. You guys have a good night and don't get in any trouble. If you guys do, give us a call. Good night.